Welcome everyone. Today's video finds us over here in Ayutthaya, and we're in a part of the old capital that they call this the Grandmother Park. And what we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at Wat Jao Prap. I'm not sure exactly how you say it, but anyway, it means the Monastery of the Lord Conqueror. It also has another meaning like the Monastery of like the Changing Room, but I think it goes back to the Lord Conqueror is the correct translation of it. Anyway, what we're going to take a look at, it's kind of a small temple, but it has a really nice chedi over here, and it's in a kind of an interesting area and has something that's unique here in Ayutthaya. It has the 10 storage. So let's walk through here, and I'll try to break out the drone because that's what I really wanted to do today, is fly the drone over this area because I've never done that before. So let's take a look at the temple and enjoy this a little bit. If you go down that way, there's a little footpath, and you can walk through what they call this Grandmother's Park. And there's several ruins scattered out here. And then right over here, this is the Klong Chakrai Yai, I think. And it used to be an important route for people to go down into Ayutthaya. And right over there is another canal. And there used to be like a toll booth over there, but now it's been dismantled for like a little bridge and stuff. It has a couple cool chedis here. It has the outer wall, and then it has the main chedi over there. We'll look at it last. But let's go over here. Let's look at the 10 storage, because that's what's unique about this temple. And you can see the road over there. If you go just on the other side of those buildings, that is the Chao Phraya River. And we're on kind of the southern part of the former island, the old capital over here. It's kind of a cool area. And there was several temples in this region. This is one of the better ones that's preserved. Right on the other side over there used to be Wat Hut, and it's completely gone. And then if you go over that away, it's Wat Ubasot and a few others. But anyway, this is what is unique about this place. This is the old tin warehouse right here. And all that's left is the base. But this used to be a building on top of here. And what's interesting, I mean, this is a pretty good sized building. But what's interesting is that's how the royal family, you know, made so much money, is they did a lot of taxation on stuff like this, and they would have like a monopoly on like the trade of tin or whatever. And if you wanted to trade in it, you had to pay like basically a little cut to the royal family. But this was the storehouse, and all that's left now is just the base. And you can see there would have been several little rooms over here. Yeah, this was a pretty good sized building. And there's a couple little bricks and stones and stuff like that. But that was right here at the edge of this temple, just outside of the temple wall. And then right over there is the canal that you would have taken all the way to the old Grand Palace and Wat Sisampet and stuff like that. Now it's this big grass area over here. It's really a nice area. I kind of like this part of Ayutthaya. Now it's just grassland, but in the old days there would have been houses, businesses, all kinds of stuff going on here. And then here is the outer wall. So it would have had a huge thing at the corner, and then this would have been much taller back in the day. And then what's right here is two small little auxiliary chedis. This one here is completely overgrown. There's a few bricks you can see inside of the roots, but not much. But it's kind of hard to see it now. Okay, let's go into the entryway over here. We'll look over there at that Ubasot, and then we'll look at the chedi. And this is the old entryway here. And this part of the wall is almost completely gone. You can see a little bit more of it over there. But this is really a cool little site. And it's away from the main part of the historical park. So if you're out here, like right now, I'm the only one that I see. There's a little salah over there, and then that's over towards Wat Ubasot. And it's a really nice little ruin also. And you can see the Fine Arts Department did restore a little bit of that gate on the north side, and that's quite cool. I really like that style of chedi over there. That's Wat Ubasot, I believe is the name. And you can see they have like all this little forest area here, like a nice little park. They have the bridges, they have all the aquatic plants and stuff like that. You could see another little entryway over there, and then a small chedi. Now this isn't ubasot. What this is, they call it the pavilion, and this is where they would change their clothing, I guess. This is a building similar to what is over at Wat Phet. So this is like the changing of the regalia or the clothing, and that's kind of one of the names, one of the translations of this building or this temple. You can see a little bit of it. So they used a little bit of rubble here as kind of filler, and then they used the bricks, and they used different size of bricks. You can see the size of these bricks here, which isn't something you normally see. Normally you see the smaller brick like these right here. And I don't know if these are like the 10 hole. They poke holes in them to when they fire them, so it'll fire on the inside. Oh, it's the 8 hole. You can see it right there. So they poke those holes in it so when they fire it, it cooks evenly. Yeah, this is a big hall. And it's just right over here next to the chedi. You can see a little bit of the structure that was up top. I think there's some stairs over here. We'll find them. We'll climb up there. A little bit of the plaster work that was at the top of some of the chedis that you can see right here. A little bit of the brick fragments and stuff like that in them. You can see they did the indented corners. That was the styling of the Ayutthaya era. Kind of a cool little ruin. And then the outer wall here. And I don't know if this part would flood. I'm sure it would, because I mean, we're not too far away from the Chao Phraya River. So that may explain why this is kind of built up so high. Okay, so here we go. We can go up right here. You can see they used a little bit more of the rubble there also. And this is the top level of it. Yeah, they used a ton of rubble. That's not something I've seen over here in Ayutthaya. I might have seen it, but I never noticed it. But here you can really see that they used a lot of the rubble. Yeah, kind of interesting. They would have just used that as filler, and then they would have plastered over the top of it. Yeah, you see a lot of this like in India, the Mughal architecture. They would use rubble, and then they would use that as the base, and then they'd plaster over the top of it. But what they did is they would dismantle like the Hindu temples, and then they'd build their mosques and stuff like that out of the rubble from the Hindu temples. Yeah, so we've seen this. Now let's go walk over there at that chedi. And my goal is to break out the drone here in a little bit. So this is kind of fallen over. Not sure if that was right over here or where that originally was. And here we are. This is the inner wall. And there was a few chedis over here to the west of this big chedi. Yeah, this one is fantastic. You see everything is intact. The fanal up there, and this would have been all plastered, and really a nice example. So it had an octagonal base right there, and then it had a Sri Lankan style bell at the top. Now they say this is Middle Ayutthaya styling. They don't really know when this temple was constructed, but you know, there's a few different elements in here that say Early Ayutthaya, Middle Ayutthaya, and all of that. And then as you can see, oh, there's a bird right there. You can see how swampy it is all around here. And then this is the top of this chedi. And it was also octagonal base, and in the outer wall. And you can see those water hyacinths out there. And then this is another one of the little entry gates. And then another little chedi. Yeah, really a cool site. And we can see the chedi here. So it has the plaster work. It's sitting on a square base, and then it's a 3-tier octagon, and then the bell. And there would have been figures and stuff like that up there also. Yeah, really cool. Okay, so this is the inner wall here. Now what's cool, you see these little notches? They would have either put candles or like a little lantern, or they would have put Buddha images inside of this. So it would have been kind of cool if you'd have came over here like at a ceremony at night They would have had all the candles in here. This would have kind of given it a glow. It would have been fantastic. And then this is the ordination hall. So you see it has these little, like these are for the Buasima stones here. There's not much left of them now. They've came back and restored them with a little bit of the plaster. And then this would have been an Ayutthaya styled hall right here. And then it would have had the columns to support the roof. And then this would have been the raised platform for the monks. And then there would have been 2 different Buddha images. So this would have been covered, right there you see the columns. And then this front one would have been the Buddha that people would have stuck like the gold leaf and stuff like that on it. And then this would have been the principal image in the back. And there would have been small other little Buddhas all around, as you can see by the rubble. And then you would have left the back of it to the chedi in the back of this ordination hall. But now you can see there's a tree growing right there, and just see all of those little notches on that inner wall. This was fantastic. This would have been really cool to see back in the day. I mean, there's so much here in Ayutthaya, and it's all gone pretty much. Okay, so we'll look at this last little bit here, the chedi. And so you can see the plaster work here. This is really in nice shape. I don't know when the Fine Arts Department restored this chedi. They would have had to. I mean, you see most of these, the tops have fallen off and they'll be down on the ground. Like right here is a piece of something. I don't know where that comes from. And then you have more over here that's just strewn about. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, this is a nice example of the like Middle Ayutthaya. Yeah, so this is the round plaster work that would have been on the top of a small little chedi. And this right here would have been the finale all the way at the top. And now it's just tossed over here, and another little piece and stuff like that. Yeah, really, really cool. And then the wall over there. There's a few trees and stuff like that growing. You can see the roots up there on this chedi. That's everything. And then over that way, if you keep going, you can go into this park more, and there's more ruins. There's probably 4 more that way. And then there's like 3 behind me. One's like a Khmer prong. And we'll take one more look at this chedi. Oh, that is fantastic. The tree just has completely engulfed that. And then this in here has the indented corners, and it would have had this small little slits right there on the 4 directions and the top of it. So this was probably late Ayutthaya. It's kind of cool, and the locals have came over and put little images and stuff like that here. That'll finish up our video over here at this Wat Jao Prap, the temple of the Lord Conqueror. It's nice enough. It's just a small little ruin that most people don't know anything about. People go by it on the road, they just don't stop. It's just out here, and you just look off out in the trees and you see this big tall chedi sticking up. But it's cool, it's worth your time if you're kind of a buff of old Ayutthaya stuff like this, like I am, then this would be worth your time. If not, you know, go to the bigger sites and see those. But this is something that if you have a little bit extra time, stop by and take a look at it. There won't be anybody out here. It'll be just you kind of, you know, jumping around, climbing on all these old walls and stuff like that. So I would say do it if you're here and you want to see something a little bit different. I've enjoyed this, and if you have, smash the like button. If you have any questions or comments, you know, leave it down below. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe and stick around, and you're notified when I post a new video. And from over here in the Ayutthaya Historical Park, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.